Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Rocky Mountain National Park. Well, this morning I'm up above Sky Pond, one of the more dramatic locations here in Rocky Mountain National Park. I typically avoid it because it happens to be so popular and actually a bit even overrun. It can be a little bit too busy for my tastes, but it was forecast to be rainy and overcast this morning, and so I figured it'd be a lot quieter. And so right now we've got low-lying clouds weaving in and out around the peaks. As you can see, it's actually quite dramatic and beautiful, and I'm just waiting to see if the sunrise is gonna happen. Well, I know the sun will rise this morning. I guess what I'm waiting to see is whether the sun will find a crack through the clouds so that it can illuminate these peaks. If it does, it'll make for a really spectacular picture. And if it doesn't, oh well, it's still beautiful to be out here and still very dramatic. But I've got a few other things this morning I want to show you of what you can do when you encounter an overcast day in Rocky Mountain National Park. There's actually a lot to see and enjoy, and I'm going to look at it today more from a photographic perspective and what you can do, what type of pictures are good on a cloudy day. So stay tuned. We're going to hold out a little bit and see if the sun breaks through here at sunrise, and if not, we'll head on down the trail a little bit and I'll show you a few beautiful things that you can photograph on a cloudy day. All right. Hope you enjoy this. Well, it's been about 10 minutes I've been out here, and the sun hasn't broken through yet, but I have seen some light on the clouds up above, and I'm kind of hoping that'll drop down. But in the meantime, I've been photographing just some close-ups of those spires as the clouds whirl around through them, and those have been very pretty. I'll wait maybe another 10 minutes, see if we get any light, and if not, then I'll start heading down. It's a quiet morning here. I've only seen two other people, and those guys were climbers preparing to climb the Petit Grappin over here, which is one of the classic climbing routes in Rocky Mountain National Park. Well, it looks like the light is just beginning to hit, so I'm going to get my camera ready and see if I can get a few photographs of this stunning scene. Well, the light faded just about as soon as I turned around, and so I wasn't able to get quite what I was looking for. Still, it's beautiful up here today. Well, I think we'll head on and take a few other photographs during this overcast day. I do see some patches of blue out here somewhere, and so I know we will get some sunshine at some point. That's pretty typical for Colorado. We get over 300 days of sunny year. Even if it does rain, it usually does clear up at some point. Well, as I mentioned, I don't come up to Sky Pond very often because it can get so busy. And so I generally avoid this place. But I came out this morning because it was rainy and overcast, and I figured not too many people would be here. And that's the case. I have it all to myself except for two guys climbing one of those spires over there. I can hear the birds chirping and the water gurgling, and it's exactly what I like when I'm out in the mountains. Well, one of my absolute favorite things to photograph on an overcast day are cascades. Cascades and waterfalls just look delightful when there's no direct sunlight on them. When it's overcast, you can see a lot more detail. The colors of everything seem much more vibrant. The main thing to think about when photographing it when it's overcast is generally you want to avoid including this gray overcast sky. If you focus on everything else down below, as you see, the shadows are really nice in the face, not quite as harsh as it is up here. And that's just simply by using the camera in a different way. And all the colors start to look much more vibrant. And I find that's, it makes for wonderful photographs of cascades. Well, about the only time I ever get anything approaching hate mail is when I post photographs of waterfalls and cascades. And I guess people feel really strongly about how they should look. But when I'm photographing, I'm typically using a little bit of a slower shutter speed, maybe 1/3 of a second, 1/5 of a second, 1/10 of a second. And that gives some texture to the water and shows a little bit of its flow. But people always say, well, it doesn't look exactly like what I saw. But the challenge is, if you're taking a still image of a moving object, it will look different. And there is no way to photograph a cascade or a waterfall and have it look like exactly what your eyes see. So that's a disclaimer, but I always enjoy these photographs, and I hope you do too. Well, so right now I'm at a very popular waterfall here in Rocky Mountain National Park. It's called Timberline Falls, and because it's right about tree line location. And this is a waterfall that you have to climb up if you want to get up to Sky Pond. The trail actually goes right up the side of the waterfall, and this morning the water was just gushing down because it had been raining hard last night. But this is a beautiful waterfall to photograph, and what I like about it is it stays in the shade for quite a while, so even if it's not an overcast day, if you're here in the morning, it's good for photographing for quite a while. So I'm going to set up here and spend a few minutes photographing this beautiful waterfall. I was really hoping to find some flowers because it's a great time to photograph flowers when the light is overcast. But most of the wildflowers that I came across were past their prime and were on their way out. It is the very end of August, so autumn is pretty much here. So not a surprise that I didn't find flowers. So I'm focusing on some other cascades and waterfalls nearby. You don't know that you can see it, but at the far end, it's a beautiful little cascade. And I think I have a couple nice photographs of it. I'll show you one of those right now. Oh, well, it's really getting busy out there on the trails. Many people are coming out, even though the forecast is for quite a bit of rain later today. I did some photography. I didn't do all that I wanted. I wasn't able to find some of the things that I was looking for. And so I think I'm going to call it a day. Well, I do want to apologize if this video was a little bit disjointed or maybe not of the same quality that I might normally try and put out. I really apologize for that. I kind of had to rush this one in because had a lot going on with family the last week or two and have fallen behind. So I'm just trying to catch up quickly, make sure you have something, some taste of Rocky Mountain National Park. And I thought just sharing with you how much I appreciate and use and look forward to Overcast days. It's absolutely fabulous for photography. It just makes everything so much more lush, fresh, and the shadows aren't so harsh. And it's a special treat because up here we normally have lots and lots of bright sun, which can make it a little difficult to photograph and video. And so a day like today is fabulous. I hope you got something from it, or at least enjoyed some of the imagery. And stay tuned. Next week I'll have some new stuff for you that I hope you'll really like. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate all of you. I hope to see you all in the next video. To help you prepare for your visit to Rocky Mountain National Park, visit my website, rockymountainnationalpark.com. For hiking guides, calendars, coffee table books, and more, visit rockytrailpress.com. And when you arrive, be sure and stop by my gallery in downtown Estes Park. It's called Images of RMNP.